What's up, man? This is my second stream, and I wanted to talk about this. This Kyrie Irving situation is starting to unfold. I guess they talking about backtracking on the requirements, the 6 requirements that they had for him. But I want to warn Kyrie Irving, and I want you guys, especially the black people, I want black people to use this as a learning experience. And the reason why I say that, actually 2 learning experiences. One, to just debunk this entire situation. You had people sitting here complaining about him saying something that was anti-Semitic, when really what he said that was anti-Semitic to them was that Jewish people, the original Jews were black. Okay, whatever. What I need you people to do, I need black people, especially black people, teach your children everything they need to know at home, so that way the outside world cannot manipulate them. So that being said, this post about Kyrie Irving saying that the original Jews were black, it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter to these people at all. Because like I said previously, we always have these debates whether or not Jesus is black or white, or who these other religious leaders are. You don't hear people going crazy about it. But now they want to make a big deal about it. And I didn't hear black people or the media causing this big ruckus when they were teaching children in elementary school that slavery in America was a choice and that people were just immigrants and refugees and they were choosing to come here to work for very little pay. I didn't hear the media or nobody making a big story about that. And that's back to my initial point. Teach your children what they need to know at home, so that way the outside world cannot manipulate them. The outside world cannot influence them. And that's what happened last time. That's what happened with these people, this Jewish community. If they had been teaching their children what they were supposed to, then this wouldn't have bothered them in the first place. Also, another thing I want to touch on, Kyrie Irving, please watch out for these fake supporters, man. Watch out for these fake supporters. Right now, you got Steven Jackson, who's sitting here trying to pretend like he's supporting you, when really, last time I remember, Steven Jackson was actually one of the people who were chastising and talking crap about Kanye West. I don't know if y'all remember that, but he was one of the first people, one of the first black men to get online and start talking crap about another black man, slandering Kanye, throwing him to the wolves, if you will. And now he's made a post basically telling Kyrie, you know, I support you, brother, and basically we should support you, and I support you regardless whether I agree with it or not. Just make sure you don't say anything disrespectful. Just make sure you don't say anything anti-Semitic. You see how he's trying to play both sides, and that's what Steven Jackson's trying to do. Steven Jackson right now, he is trying to play both sides. Stephen A. Smith, he's trying to play both sides as well, because a couple days ago he was just telling Kyrie he was an idiot, he was a moron, he's not intelligent. He was talking about how he was a buffoon and all this other stuff, talking real greasy. But now he's playing both sides. Now he's talking about, whoa. These requirements are too strict. And what I'm upset about is the fact that these requirements have been out a couple days now. And now people are starting to speak on it. Now people are starting to say something about it. 3 days later. Because you know why? They see people like me and you, people in the media, the common people, the common man, we're calling foul. And we calling these people out exactly for what they doing. We got Kyrie Irving back. We got his back. And these people in the media, Shaquille O'Neal, the Shannon Sharks, the Charles Barkleys, I'm sorry, the Skip Baylesses, the Steven Jackson, all these people, CJ McCollum, they're gonna start tap dancing. And they're going to start going with what the people are saying. And then they're going to start backtracking on all that disrespect they was giving Kyrie Irving. All these people in the media are going to start backtracking on everything they were saying disrespectful about Kyrie Irving, because they see that people are supporting him.
I have a lot of fans in India,
Black people in the media always do that shit. When they have the opportunity to speak up for us and stand up for us, they don't do it. And then it's like the majority, the regular people, we got to actually come out here and step up and look out for you. And we got to come out here and speak up for you. Because if we don't, they definitely not. And if nobody had said anything about these 6 requirements that the Jewish community put out or the Nets had put out for Kyrie Irving to follow, nobody would have said anything. They would have left this man out there to dry. So please, Kyrie Irving, do not be falling for all this fake love that Steven Jackson's trying to give you. Shaquille O'Neal, turns out that the same movie that he was just demolishing Kyrie Irving about, that movie was played in one of his theaters a couple years ago, and nobody said anything about it. And another thing I'm getting tired of a lot of people doing, you see a lot of people telling everybody, well, Jeff Bezos got it on Amazon. Who cares? Nobody cares, bro. Stop trying to move the goalposts, bro. Stop relying on other people to come save us, bro. We gotta save ourselves. We got to be able to stand up for ourselves. And people like Stephen A. Smith, people like Steven Jackson, people like Snoop Dogg, these other celebrities that want to speak on black celebrities and be the first one, Shannon Sharp, want to be the first one to talk down on a brother. Watch how they start backtracking on everything they say. Soon as these people, let's say Kyrie Irving, he have his meeting today, right? So supposedly Kyrie Irving is supposed to have that meeting with the Nets owner, and they're talking about Jaylen Brown, my guy. Jaylen Brown, much respect. He plays for the Celtics. He's a shooting guard, one of the best players in the league. He was the first person to stand up for Kyrie and support him. And that is powerful because Jaylen Brown, one of the best players in the league, that's powerful. That's what we need. The good players need to take risks. I'm not talking about retired people. I'm not talking about just regular people. But Jaylen Brown was the first person to step up for him. And that's good. But after they have that meeting, we're going to see what the Brooklyn Nets decide to do. And I guarantee you, this is what's going to happen. If the Brooklyn Nets decide to make Kyrie Irving abide by those 6 rules or 6 regulations, whatever they made, if the Brooklyn Nets make him do that, people like me and you, everybody, we're going to say something about it. And you know what's going to happen? They're going to rescind their decision. And then what's going to happen after that? Celebrities and other players are going to start supporting him. And when they do, now you're affecting other teams. You're not just affecting the Nets. And then it's going to get to a point where the Nets going to have to bring him back. And he might actually go into a point to where he tried to sue them for the rest of his contract. And then they're going to either bring him back or try to pay him. And people like Stephen A. Smith, people like Shannon Sharp, people like Steven Jackson, all these sellouts, CJ McCollum, all these people going to come out the woodworks and they're going to talk about how they support him and how they support what he said. And I want y'all to actually listen to what those people be saying, because vocabulary is very important. I don't know if y'all went on Steven Jackson's page. He's a retired basketball player. Go on Steven Jackson's page, and you're going to see this post he put on Kyrie Irving talking about, oh, we got to make sure that we stand up for ourselves, but we also we be sensitive to other people's causes. What's sensitive? There's nothing sensitive or anti-Semitic about saying that the first Jews were black. There's nothing at all. Unless you racist and you got a problem with black people. That's the only way you would have a problem with that. Vocabulary is very important, okay? And I need black people to see this as a learning lesson. Until we start putting our ideas, putting our strengths into unity, we will never be able to get anything done. And we got to start calling out these fake supporters online. We got to start calling out the Stephen A. Smiths and the Shannon Sharps and the Skip Bayless. We got to start calling these people out, because there's no reason Kyrie Irving should even be having to endure any of that at all. And not to mention, why is it that people have to make videos to go viral just for him to be treated accordingly and treated fairly? Because they put their foot on this man's neck. I don't think people understand that. And I don't think people are putting enough attention on it. Especially black women. I love black women. Black women are not putting this on enough of a pedestal. Because when people are doing things that black women don't like, they make sure they be the first ones in line. They be the first one in line to cancel this man. Chris Brown. I know y'all seen, think about it. When Chris Brown hit Rihanna, his career was never the same after that. The black women, they wasn't having it. Trey Songz, he fell off. all that stuff he started saying and doing to black women, they cut it. But this situation, because Kyrie Irving, he likes white girls, okay. It's his preference, licensing girl, whatever. He's black. And it's still going to affect black women because we all in unison. If it affects black men, it's going to affect black women. For example, I remember this happened a couple years ago, about 4 years ago, in Tulsa, Oklahoma. There was this Chinese man who punched this black woman in the face because she was at this beauty salon or this beauty store. Her 3-year-old son had a keychain. And you know, kids, he's young, he's 3. Kids touch everything. He was in the store. He started bringing a keychain with him when he was walking out the store. The Chinese man was like, whoa, hey. He started speaking another language, cursing this woman out. And when he was cursing this woman out, she just took the keychain, she threw it back in the store, she left, she just let it go, right? And she's trying to go to her car. Soon as she turned around, boom, he punched her in the mouth. The man didn't get arrested, nothing happened to him. And you know what happened? Black men actually went out there and they were protesting. But what the Chinese man did to combat that, he made everything 50 off. He made everything 50% off. And they had black women just around the building. It's like 20, 30 people waiting. And guess what? You know what's even more disrespectful? They were only letting in one black woman at a time. You know why? To make sure she didn't steal. And them black women still sat out there and dealt with the abuse and dealt with the disrespect. And while black men was out there holding signs saying, you deserve better, black queen, you deserve better, you deserve more respect than that, there was a woman who actually went to the black men and started chastising them and disrespecting them and cursing them out and calling them niggas and and basically justifying the abuse. You see, when we get around these Asians, them Asians, they don't put their hands on black men, bro. They would never do that. But they abuse black women all the time. And the reason why I use that as an example is because this abuse that we going through as a collective, it's not going to stop until we stand together, until we have enough discipline to actually stand up for ourselves. And not only stand up for ourselves, we got to have the discipline to be able to stand up for our word and make it mean something. They know our word does not mean nothing. And because our word has not been meaning anything for such a long time, they feel like they could do stuff like this and get away with it. But the game changer is Jaylen Brown said something about it. And that is very, very pivotal. That's very important. Because Jaylen Brown said something about it. Now you might have Jason Tatum say something about it. Now you might have Kevin Durant say something about it. Now you might have other black players, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and when they say things about it, then they won't be able to abuse him. See, the reason why they comfortable enough to do this is because of what they've already put us through. But I guarantee you, there has been white players like JJ Redick. He said some racist shit about Asian people, right? When he was in the NBA, they didn't do shit about that. They didn't do nothing. They didn't do anything. They didn't have him going to these meetings and try to meet with Asian leaders and all that. He apologized. He apologized and let it go. There's been white players. I remember there was this white wide receiver a couple years ago on the Philadelphia Eagles. He said the N-word while Michael Vick was on the team. And Michael Vick went up there tap dancing and being a little Sambo, right? Because he was fighting those dogs and he was on a short leash. Right? And he justified it. And he actually forgave them. They didn't do nothing about it. They didn't do shit. They didn't do nothing. Did they have him meeting with black leaders and Al Sharpton and all that? No, they didn't do that. They let it go. And the problem is black people, things like this happen and you let it go. And you let the abuse continue. And when you letting this abuse continue, man, it gets worse. So like I said, right now they trying to put their foot on this man's neck, and it's our job to not let them, but also send a message. And honestly, I pray to God, I hope they still make him do these 6 steps, they said. Because if they make him do these 6 steps, you know what that means? That means he's going to have to make a decision. And right now, I think he's seeing the support that he's getting. And this is going to be able to keep him to actually boycott doing it, actually boycott going to the NBA or complying. This is going to help him not comply because he got the support of his people, especially black men and now other players. And you know what that's going to do? That's going to put the NBA in a very, very peculiar and unfortunate position, because what they're going to have to do is back down from what they said or pay this man and also potentially lose other players from other organizations that are actually supporting him. So I really hope that this falls through, right? I hope Kyrie don't comply. I hope he don't pay them any money, and let us back him and let us support him. So that's just my take. Kyrie, don't be falling for the fake love. The Steven Jackson's going to start coming out. These fake people, the Snoop Dogs are going to start coming out. LeBron James might rescind what he said. He might start coming out, support my brother. The CJ McCollums might start coming out. All these fake people who wanted to wait to see if you got left for dead, who wanted to wait and not speak up for you, all of them are going to start coming out and they're going to start trying to support you. Don't fall for it. But us, the people, we going to support you. And black people, use this right here as an example of why you should stand together and be powerful. Okay? Peace.